morning. Out here on Friars Point in Barry in South Wales. Very early start. The alarm went off at 2:30 AM. Mr. Bowring picked me up in the van and we've headed to Friars Point in South Wales. Looking for some blonde rays, drop some in close for eels and anything else that takes a bait. So we got quite a strong westerly wind, which isn't going to help casting, but put on a slightly heavier lead and hopefully that pushes through the wind. There's been lots of blonde rays caught recently. Sully Sandspit produced a lot of rays today. Yesterday. Dave was there. He had 6 and dropped 1, and there's about 20 odd, maybe 25 anglers on the sand there, and everyone averaging 3 to 4 rays each. So hopefully that they come on the feed this morning. We got here early. The tide's a fair way out still, but we got here early purposely to get the venue. This venue is quite high up, slopes off. About 30 yards out it's rough ground, seaweed, boulders, and then it goes on to sand. Out on the point to the left you've got a big seaweed patch, so if we can cast on the inside of there with some conger baits, we'll be using joeys, bluey, anchovy, squid. Got a selection of baits and cast on the inside there looking for an eel purposely, and then we're going to bang out some baits straight off the front and some to the right. That's generally where the blonde rays feed. You've got a chance of other rays, thornback, small-eyed, spotted. So yeah, I'll hand you over to Mr. David Bowring. He's going to talk you through what he's doing today.
Morning all. As Ben said, we're here on Friars. It's really early in the morning. Which I do love, an early morning wake up, just go fishing. Today, predominantly I'm going to be aiming for the eels. You know, I've had enough blondes, I think. This time of year they're kind of like flat dogfish. Pretty much everywhere, you expect to pick a few up. Obviously I will be fishing for them because you've got to fish for what's in front of you, and you know that there's going to be blondes here, so you fish for those, but ideally I'm going for the conger eel. I'll be using a short pennel, probably about 2.5, 3 foot max, with 6/0 BMX hooks on them. I like to turn the joey inside out to get all the guts and all the scent on the outside, and hopefully call in all the eels in the area. Hopefully don't get plagued by too many small ones. Ideally looking for one around about the 15-pound mark, which I think would be like a good stamp for this time of year. A couple of weeks time you'll be looking for something a bit bigger, I think. But hopefully we get a few fish out, and yeah, we'll see how it gets on. There's the first fish. Nice blonde, only a little one. But unfortunately we didn't get it on camera catching it, because it decided to take me for a walk all the way around the front point, so I've had to climb up and down like an idiot. So I'm absolutely shattered. For a large man climbing on these rocks, it's not comfy. But again, on the dongle, perfectly in the lip.
Let's have a close-up, mate.
But weirdly enough, this one decided he was taking a bit of crab rather than the ray baits. But we'll go get him back in the water now.
There's Dave, putting his blonde back. First one of the night. She's off. Well done, mate. So, just going to prep a conger bait. So on a 3rd old rod, heavy line, I'm just going to be dropping it down close in where all those weed and boulders are. Using a rotten bottom on thick 120 pound hook lengths, 6/0 Varivus full circle onto a 300 pound dongle made of braid. So gonna be using a whole mackerel. What I've done is put the hook up by the head and measure how long I need the bait to fit the dongle. So what I like to do is cut parts of the edge off. I'll show you why now. To get it into a bit of a point. What I also do is remove the gill plates. Reason being is get that elastic in, and it cuts into it and just releases a lot more blood. So using my dongle puller, put it up through the bottom of his jaw. Put the loop of the dongle on here, if I can, so you've got a little groove that it sits on, and then you can pull it all through down to the bottom. With the circle hook, you can push it in through its skull, just so it's got something to set into. Should have that dongle sticking out. So bait elastic is done already. And get this on nice and secure. So as I've cut it down into a point, the elastic needs to be trimmed off a little bit more, not cutting the dongle, just so the elastic can cut through the flesh and tighten onto that dongle just to secure it into place. Plenty of elastic, because I'm going to be leaving this bait, well, a good hour or so. Have a good soak in that water. I'm fishing the 2 rods for rays, and then I'm just putting this rod down on the floor, setting the ratchet quite loose. There shouldn't be any tide by there because it's quite close in. So we've got a mackerel head and part of the body, so I whip behind the hook, but just trim that so it's not hiding the hook point. All the blood coming out of that. Oh. Plenty of elastic, keep it there. And this bit is not going to waste. So with a knife, I'm going to cut it into little cutlets, and my little meat hammer, tenderizing hammer, just going to break it down a little bit, just so it can wrap around the body, just to bulk it out, add a bit more scent. So yeah, there's quite a few anglers here at the moment. The only fish I'm aware of is Dave's blonde. So we tend to find the blondes come on around high water and on the ebb, so any fish on the flood is a bonus. So keep changing those baits, keep that fresh bait going out there, creating a nice scent trail. This bait ain't going that far, so it doesn't have to be super aerodynamic. As long as it's together, to stop those little pickers absolutely destroying the bait, you know, little crabs and even little fish. So that is far off done there. So make sure it's all nice and secure. Loads of blood, all the oils from the flesh of the mackerel. Fish takes that, swims off, hook pulls in. Lovely job. All that blood. Woohoo! Gotta catch me something.
Little baby! Little baby!
Nice little spotted ray for Dave. Perfectly hooked on the dongle once again.
Little male. Don't think he was too happy about being hooked. But nicely in the mouth of the dongle. I think it's well hooked because I can't get it out without my T-bar, and I don't really want to be walking up there to get it.
It's a good thing about those circle hooks, isn't it? That they really do get in there.
Out.
He's out.
But good thing about the dongle, once they're hooked, they don't come out.
They don't come out. Such a strong grip on them. What bait was that? Anchovy?
That was anchovy and sand eel. No squid, just anchovy, couple of sand eel. It's a 6-0, full circle as well, so small spotted will still take the 6-0. I'm using the 6-0 because I prefer them on the blondes for the bigger mouth. But, yeah, let's go put this one back now.
Well done, Dave.
Let's wait for this next swell, shall we? There we go. Give this swim, mate. There we go. And off to the depth he goes. Lovely.
So I was just over there filming Dave cast, walked back and my line was all over the floor and it's still slacking now, so yeah, I think there's definitely a ray on that. Yeah, she's there. Yeah, let's go down and land it. So, unhooked him, no harm done to the fish with those full circle hooks on the dongle. Absolutely, it's the best method by far. So let's get him back. So, I had that small blonde on double sand eel and squid. So let's try and replicate that bait. I always keep my sand eels in a cooler flask, just keep the sand eels fresh. Nothing worse when you're baiting up and the sand eels' bellies are popping and it just don't look very nice, does it? So I'd rather all that happen in the water and not on the deck. So keep that closed. So tide's picking up. So how I'm doing this double sand eel squid is lay them side by side, get your bait elastic, just get them tied up together. Like so. So I'm going to be having the hook up this side and the dongle running down here, so I know I need to roughly have them that length. Then we get the hook, push it through the tails there, and then run the dongle down its back, their back. Whip them up nice and tight so they ain't going nowhere. I like to whip at the back as well, just to just stop it pulling away from the hooks. Hook. Right down to the head. Put that down. And we got the square. So I just head them, take the head off. Take a little bit off by there. So where I've got the dongle on the back, just to even it out, just to get the dongle in the centre so it's not spinning through the air when you're casting. Just keeps it all central and streamlined is what we're after. So keeping the guts on the squid and whip all the way up. Like so. Get them juicy. I mean, there's so much scent in those guts. You gotta keep them. I see so many people throw it away. And take the beaks off the sand eels, and then there you have it. Nice blondie bait. Nice, Dave.
Yeah, one day I'll teach you.
Very nice. Here's the glass tip on the GT doing the biz. Ooh, that's going, isn't it? Oh, Christ. Locks up nice to tip, eh? Yeah. That's a good weighty fish. Look at the glass tip, it's beautiful. Staying deep, isn't it? There's your lead. That's not a bad size one there, mate. And in the net she goes. Right, got another blonde here. Hooked perfectly again with a dongle.
in all fairness. Wasn't sure if it was going to be a fish coming in at this point because it all slackened out just as a big mat of weed come through, but yeah, I don't think a weed pulls back like this did. So get him unhooked now. They're not particularly big, but that's been the stamp of them around the Bristol Channel at the moment. Not really massive, but you know, we'll take them. Whoop!
That's either a spotted or a little blonde, that, isn't it? Yeah, I'm on my way, mate.
I've got that weed, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Alright, see if we can lift him, mate. There you go.
So, as you just seen on the Fireblade glass tip, the GT, a little spotted ray. Again, the dongle rig doing the works again in that lip in the corner. Look at that, absolutely perfect. Beautiful little fish. So yeah, we had a brilliant session on the end of Friars Point. We're calling it a day. Had plenty of rays. We had blonde rays and spotted rays. Didn't get any eels though. We thought we were going to get quite a few down the edge, but I'm guessing that the tide was too big. The rip was racing off the point.
Rip was terrible, the weed in close and all that would just pick up your
blankets and blankets of weed coming through.
Dongle done well today.
I nailed it, didn't it?
Yeah, every single one on the dongle now.
Every time in the corner of the mouth or just on the bottom lip. Yeah. It's the way forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in all fairness, when you've got any sort of good tide run out there or even rough ground, the dongle's the way to go. I wouldn't use anything else. I'm still a little bit dubious about using it myself on the eels like Ben does, but still prefer the J's. But you know, we'll see what happens. If he catches more than me, then obviously I'll move on to the dongle.